Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to Tangled Skeins. I'm Sue, also known as CraftyKnitter7. We are September 27th, 2014. This is episode 80, take 2. I'd like to welcome any new viewers and welcome back any returning viewers. Thanks for watching.
I'm Kari, also known as Jada Knitter.
You got it right this time.
Yes, I did.
Well, you didn't try to take her notes away.
True. Sorry, take 2.
And you can find us on YouTube and Twitter and our blog, which is twotangledskeins.com. And come join our Ravelry group.
We have stuff going on.
Yes, because we're very close to an 800 member giveaway.
Yes. Oops.
Sorry, I had to retrieve some stitches.
Oh, I just almost lost my needle to my shirt.
So, foes. I ain't got any.
Ditto.
I have those.
Duh, I do have one.
Well, yes, you do.
Oh,
She finished it last night.
lucky it's take 2.
Okay, go. Your foe would have been forgotten.
It would have been. I have a foe. It is. You
Oh,
can't
wow.
see that.
Woo.
Bonk. Oh my.
Yeah.
But
We're all washed out again, at least at your end.
anyways, it's Bonk by Susan Claudino. Unknown yarn, green and orange, and I finished him last night.
It was worsted, right?
Yes, worsted. So you can kind of move his ears however you want. He's got
He's
little
really
arms.
cute. And he doesn't look like a tooth anymore.
No,
Yay.
he looked like a tooth until I put the arms on. So this is for my swap partner in the Susan Claudino group. There we're doing a Halloween swap, and she doesn't know who she is, so I can show it. So he's done, and
He's cute.
that was on size 3mm needles with worsted yarn.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's dense.
you have to so that the stuff
Yeah, so the stuffing doesn't
Yeah.
come out, yeah.
it was not easy. So your turn.
It's my turn. I have 2 foes. This is the second dishcloth, the one I was doing last weekend. This is the LMA from Dishcloth Diva Knits On. This is on the side, but it's. I already said it was LMA, right?
Yes.
I
I thought I was the one who wasn't awake.
No. Well, I had a rough night last night. I was out late and I'm too old for this. So this is the LMA. It's in Dishcloth Diva Knits On by Deb Buckingham. It's handicrafter cotton on a size 8, so 5mm, which is why it's all kind of nice and drapey. And I don't have the colorway because it was mill ends. And
It's like
yeah.
a sage green.
Yeah, it's a sagey type. I kind of like this color, so I have a lot of it. And so that's dishcloth number 2. And the other thing I finished was a test knit for our friend Emily Matisse, who is M Knits on Ravelry. She designed this lovely TARDIS toque, is what it's called. Hats look horrible on me, so forgive my head, but I didn't bring my skull. So this, as you can see, no, that way, it says police box. You can see the other way. And it goes 3 times, it says police box 3 times around the perimeter.
Oh, did I do that?
Nope.
So it's Cascade 220 in sort of a royal blue and white. Done on the ribbing and the body of the hat are done on a size 5, which is a 3.75mm. The color work itself is done on a size 7, which is a 4.5mm, because color work floats tend to be somewhat tight. So that's why she has you move up the needle size for these, so that this doesn't really stretch in. And it was a very quick knit. It took me 3 days, even on the smaller needles. And I love her decreases. I don't know if you can see the spiral there, but
Yeah, you can see it this time.
really pretty decreases and really, really easy. So one of my probably favorite hats that I've ever knit. My daughter has already laid claim to it. And even though it fits Kari, she can't have it.
It doesn't actually fit
No.
Kari, though.
Well, no, not with your hair up.
No, it wouldn't fit me with my hair down either.
Oh,
Wouldn't
you
cover my
sure?
ears. Yeah, it won't cover my ears.
Because it fit Julianne, and she didn't think it would. I mean, Juliana modeled it last night.
Here. Now I want to see.
It's actually a lot looser than it looks. I made it pretty long.
I'm actually impressed. And I have a massive head and a lot of hair.
I have trouble getting hats to fit my ears, so that's why I made it a little bit longer. It's probably going to be a tiny bit too big for Sky, but that doesn't matter. She wants it anyway.
And
So-
quite frankly, this is Canada. big. And
Big
when
is
it
better.
comes to winter stuff is fine.
And this is wool, and I mean, I had never knit with Cascade 220 before.
And she messages me and she's like, oh my god, this stuff is amazing.
I bought the superwash because, well, 13-year-old, right? So, I had never knit with this before, and it is so fantastic. It is soft, and it's smooth, and it knits beautifully, and I think I'm going to buy stock in Cascade now.
And see, we've been doing this for 2 years, and that is my go-to. And yet,
Because everybody said Cascade 220, Cascade 220, and I was like, yeah.
no, there's a reason.
Now I know.
You're on the bandwagon.
I've learned, and now it's probably going to be discontinued because I started knitting with it.
Considering it is Cascade's
Yeah, it's
mainstay.
yeah,
It's their workhorse.
yeah, and it's amazing yarn. So
And it's not expensive.
this is called the TARDIS Toque. It's not out yet, but it will be very shortly, and it's by EM Knits on Ravelry. So that is the TARDIS Toque, and thank you, Emily, for letting me test knit it. And that's it for faux.
Sweet. So, what's on the needles?
Are we starting with me?
Go ahead.
All right. I'm still working on this guy.
Oh.
I had to rip back 6 rows of this bloody thing on Thursday night.
Thursday night, we're at knit night, and she's like,
My math,
it's
well,
still
it
not
wasn't
working. It's still not working.
It wasn't working about 3/4 through the row. And I kept thinking, oh, I'll fix it. I'll be able to fix it on the next one. I couldn't fix it on the next one.
And then she was going to fix it on the next one.
So
6 rows later.
6 rows later, I was like, oh, this is not going to work. It looks like crap. So I spent Thursday night's knit night putting a lifeline in with a needle and some waste yarn.
Mm-hmm.
And I spent Friday night's knit night ripping it out and putting it back on the needles. Fortunately, I did a pretty good job. I didn't have to fix anything. I didn't lose any stitches. I didn't have to. I was really impressed with how easy it was. So,
Lifelines do work.
almost. Shh.
I just don't use them.
This is the division between section 4 and section 5. So this is section 5 I'm working on. I'm almost done. I'm on row 11 of 24, and then I've got the border, and that's it. So actually, I'm almost done row 12. I have like this little bit of row 12 left to do. So I've got 12 more rows to go, and then the border. So it'll be finished by next weekend. I had hoped to have 3 faux tonight, but it didn't work out.
Tonight? How about
Today. Shh. We're all a little punch drunk. Well, okay, Sue and I are a little punch drunk today.
So am I.
You're always punch drunk. We've been offering to mainline some caffeine into Sue.
Yeah.
The other
I've been
thing
up
on my
since-
needles.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
The other thing on my needles, 3rd dishcloth. Yay! This is the contemporary. It's from the other book, the Dishcloth
The
Diva.
first one.
Yeah, it's from the first.
Dishcloth Diva.
Yes, which is also Deb Buckingham. Not Deb Buchanan, as we keep wanting to say.
We're
But-
sorry, Deb.
Yeah, very sorry. I'm convinced I knew somebody at some point named Deb Buchanan, so that's why I keep thinking about it. I don't know what her excuse
She's
is.
following me on Instagram.
Is she? Aww.
I know. So popular.
So this one is a really neat pattern. It's blocks of solid stockinette stitch interspersed with columns.
I can't see the columns.
I know. Sorry. It's columns of garter stitch in
Okay.
between squares of stockinette stitch, and then there's rows of garter stitch in between. So then there's going to be more. Anyway, it's a really nifty pattern, and it's working up very quickly.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are all of your blocks going to be the same size?
Yeah. They're all a little bit different. The cast
noticed some
on for
cast-
LMA was 38. The cast on for this one is 42.
Yeah, I noticed that. So you're going to...
What I'm going to do is I'm going to crochet a half double crochet border around all the squares, and then connect them. And as you're connecting them with single crochet, you can actually sort of fudge it so that they work out.
Because if you do single crochet around the bigger ones, it's just going to make them bigger.
Yes. But it's going to make all of them bigger, and then all I got to do is count the stitches on the edge that I have to connect,
Yeah.
and I can skip over some on the bigger ones, and it looks fine.
Okay.
I did that on Ray's
Okay.
blanket,
I
because
was
even
curious.
though I knit exactly the same number
They weren't
of
the same.
they weren't the same, so sometimes I had to fudge it and skip a stitch or two.
Okay, good job.
But it's not a big deal. And it's one of those things where, you know, unless you're using all squares designed for one blanket and they're all designed to be exactly the same size, it never works out.
Okay.
So, no biggie.
So what's the average? Like I'm in a somebody I know on Facebook who's a podcaster is sick, and we're going to be knitting her a blanket, and they want 5 inches by 5
Yeah,
inches.
it's tricky.
Okay, so I'm going to have to
Because
kind of
there
like.
really is no average. I mean, it depends on your gauge, it depends on the yarn, it depends on your needles, it depends on a lot of stuff. So as an example, these are about 10 inches across.
Whoa.
Well, this one is.
Okay.
And LMA is only 8.5 inches across, but
how
they're
am I gonna
stretchy.
do a
They're very stretchy.
Odd.
That's the thing. You're gonna have to do a gauge swatch. And
I'll look on Rad for 5x5s.
Yeah, but gauge swatching is probably a good bet.
Okay.
To,
Yep.
Okay.
Granted, a gauge swatch
Got a
is
couple
about
weeks.
5x5, so you know.
Yeah, I got a couple weeks, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not that tricky. So that's what I'm working on, and I'm very anxious to finish this so I can cast on the Tan House Brook shawl.
Yes, because that is part of our knit along, which we'll get into a little bit later in the show.
Yes.
So, what I'm working on, French can, yes, it's still on the needles. And the reason I didn't get much work on it this week was because I was working on the stuffed animal that I need to mail next week for my swap. Because my partner lives somewhat far away. So,
Further than Toronto.
I did about this much on the edging. I don't know if you can see the marker right here. And that was just at Knit Night last night. And this is by Mademoiselle C. It is 3 Irish Girls yarn in the Giving Tree colorway. It's Sport. Kel's Sport is the base. And
Did you already rip back the part you need to fix?
crap.
You forgot?
Yep. Never
She
mind.
looked at it at midnight last night and went, crap, I did something wrong.
Look at the cables.
So, yeah. No, it's just one wrong.
Okay, so I'm gonna not keep knitting on this.
Sorry.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And it is on, I'm using my signatures, my 4mm signatures,
4.5. Oh,
Four.
Four. They're 6.
which is a US 6. And that's, yeah, all I'm knitting on because I hadn't touched Sean's socks and I need to pick his sweater back up this week. Because it's been in the naughty basket for a little while.
This almost made it to the naughty basket.
Which
the other
I'll
day.
get you to look at before I continue because it's telling me to start somewhere, but there's stitches before I need to start that.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, not a great pattern.
What's on your Anita's?
Hi. Yeah, I've been really quiet today.
We're just staring at her boobs, really.
No, you know. Oops, we got him.
Got a lot of them. Anyone want some?
We have at
Ashley
least
does.
6.
Ashley does.
Shh. She can have
Stop
some of mine.
shushing me, woman.
Shh.
So I am, as you can see, doing striped socks, and there are actually 2 yarns coming out of this because I'm doing it out of 2 balls.
They're awesome. Explain why.
They are, as you can see, they're a dusty rose and a burnt orange, and that is because they're Big Bird socks. These are Big Bird's legs. These are going to be knee socks, and they will actually go with, I have matching slippers. You guys saw the pictures I did from the, yeah, there's pictures of Gadget with the slipper on his head.
Yeah. Awesome.
I worked out a pattern for a pair of Big Bird feet, like actually with the toes and everything.
I think you have them in your projects, don't you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
Yeah.
They're in my projects.
Go Troller projects to find it. They're awesome.
The,
I'm like, you're knitting what?
yeah.
Big Bird feet?
Yeah.
Now know why, because now she's knitting the legs.
And
But
I
I'm
actually
going
have
out-
the same colors.
Are you working on a Halloween
That's
costume?
what I was going to say.
No.
Go out for Halloween, because we can find you a Big Bird costume.
No, that's okay.
Okay, we'll get one for Gadget.
You're tall
Make
enough.
him little stockings, Big Bird legs.
He could be Snuffleupagus.
He makes the right noises.
Yes, he does.
No,
We
can
could just make him a little
Can you
trunk.
imagine his 4 legs with the socks?
He'd take them off.
He'd have to be a Snuffleupagus.
Oh, we'd figure something
He's
out.
a little too loaf-shaped to be Big Bird.
Okay.
My
Moving
dog,
right
the
along.
Wookiee. You find him a Snuffy costume, I'll dress him up like it. I dressed him up as a frog.
I know, that
Challenge
was hilarious.
accepted.
Challenge accepted.
I also may or may not have like a Wonder Woman, or no, it wasn't Wonder Woman. It was Sailor Moon costume for my dog.
You need to tell that to Elizabeth because she had a Sailor Moon pajama party.
She's into the reboot.
Yeah, I had no hand whatsoever in getting this
So
costume.
you need to put it on him, take a picture, and send it to Elizabeth.
Oh God. We will see if we can get him to wear a wig without eating it. Because yes, there is a wig.
I'll hold the dentabone in front of his face.
That will probably work.
All right, off topic.
I know the dog.
Back to the knitting content.
Back to the knit. So these are going to be knee socks, as you can see.
Hello?
We're closed.
Yes?
Teenager.
So yeah.
Be in the house.
Go tell Sean.
Keep doing what?
Sorry, my daughter at the door and saying there's a bee in the house.
We're in a closed room. We don't care. So yeah, these will be knee
Away from
socks.
the door.
And they're, as you can see, toe up. Because I'll need to figure out how to do knee socks as I go, because I have no idea.
You'll have to do some increasing.
Yeah,
as you
I'll
go.
just have to figure that out when I get there, because I never
Just
do.
look up some knee sock patterns and get some, like, just poke around in all the patterns. You
Oh
should
yeah.
be able to
No,
do
I
it.
have a couple of.
But, you know,
patterns.
this is Kari.
Just not
so-
Amanda's, because, well, there's no increase there.
Amanda's. We love you, Amanda, but you're
Tiny.
tiny.
All right, so what yarn?
This is Valley Yarns, so Webb's house yarn.
Fingering?
In fingering,
Okay.
it's their Huntington, so it's superwash merino, I think.
Okay.
Well, merino and nylon,
Big bird.
and it's Big Bird. I forget what 2 colors they are, but they are on my project page.
I didn't write those down. Size
I
of the
know.
needles?
Size of the needles are my standard. These are my signature US ones, so 2.5 millimeter.
Or stabbies?
My stabby stabbies, which I almost sat on.
Earlier, yeah.
And the other thing that, oh goody, I was actually at the end of a row. Bonus.
Oh, wow.
That's
Yeah.
a first.
The other thing that I'm currently working on is my mother's Owl's cardigan, which, as you can see, I've divided as a cardigan. This is also done out of Cascade Yarns. This is their 128 Superwash, which is and I think it's actually in the same color. No, not quite.
Close.
Yeah, it actually probably is the same color.
Yours just has a halo.
It's
Yeah.
a TARDIS owl sweater.
It's the blue my mother picked out. As some of you might remember, I was actually done up to the shawl collar that I put on this. Yeah.
Not so good.
So this is take 3 now, because I had
Third
it.
time's a charm.
Yeah, I
Come
had
on.
it halfway done last Sunday, and was sitting there and started swearing because I realized that there was no way that it was going to work. So I had to rip it out, and I'm redoing it. It's actually being done as a partial raglan now.
Okay.
So,
She's the queen of modding stuff.
yep.
Doesn't work? Rip it out. We'll do something else.
Pretty much. Considering the fact that this sweater is also already bigger than the pattern calls for, period, and was not ever designed to be a cardigan, it's modded.
I've seen people make hats out of that thing, so.
Oh yeah. But yeah, it's the Owls pattern by Kate Davies. And I have another sweater in this. I have the actual sweater done in this in a light blue with the owls.
That was yours, right?
Yep, well it is now, because it doesn't fit Mom. The original one was also designed for my mother. Doesn't quite fit her, and
It fits you.
it fits me.
You put all that work into it and it fits, so mine now.
Pretty much. Mom gave it back and she's like, here, it fits you. I want a cardigan. Buy me more wool. Okay. My mother is the only person allowed to do that. My mother tells me to knit something, I knit it for her.
Because she's money.
Because she's Mommy. And she does things like, when I call her up and go, Mom, I need you to drive me to my friend's house so I can go drinking. She does this. Because I
that
called
last
her.
night?
Yeah, this was last night. I called her from Herdman. I'm like, hi, I'm outside. Herdman's a bus station.
Near her parents' house.
Near my parents' house. And my friend lives up by my parents, but it's in a weird area, and I couldn't find the bus that went there, so I called my mom. I'm like, yeah, do you have the car? Can I have a ride? It's like, sure, come on over. I'll be right down. Turns out it was a really easy bus ride up to my friend's house, but
You didn't know that.
I didn't know
at least you
that
got to
until
hang
my
out
mother
with me.
turned it, and I'm looking at the bus in front of me going, oh, whoops.
But at least you got to hang out with Mommy.
I got to hang out with Mommy, and she's like, yeah, we'll be up until 10:30 if you want to ride home. Well, my friend's just like, yeah, I'll give you a ride home, because I was rather drunk. And it was midnight.
We didn't get any drunk texts.
Yeah, I know. Most people
Was your
didn't.
phone taken away?
No, actually it wasn't. There were drunk texting.
It's not to us.
No, it actually ended up just being to the people who were there already.
Oh, okay.
And I made sure I took my mother off, because it tends to be to the top 2 or 3 people on my texting list who get drunk texts from me. My mother was in the top 2, so I had to delete her text just to make sure she didn't get me. Because, yeah, waking your mother up at midnight with drunk texting, bad thing.
I've done it to my husband. Remember?
Done it to me.
Oh, right.
See, the last
I was
time I
texting
got
my
drunk-
husband, and then you were texting me to see if you needed to come and pick me up. And yeah, it was fun.
The last time I got drunk was 20 years ago. Nobody had cell phones.
You poor thing.
Yeah, I think I wasn't very drunk last night, because I had a glass and a half of wine. Okay, granted, these were like big glasses. But I
And
only
you
had
have a very small tolerance.
and I have a very low tolerance, but I only had a glass and a half, so it wasn't too bad.
It's okay. You only had 3 coolers in, where was it, Maryland or Rhinebeck? It was
Rhinebeck.
Rhinebeck.
It was Rhinebeck.
You were toasted.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty.
Moving right along. That's
So-
all I've got.
Do you want to go over stash?
Sure.
Yeah!
Alright. Who's going first?
I have stash. I'm very proud of my stash.
So
'cause it's
we
pretty.
got some yarn courtesy of Stephanie, who is marketing director of Stitchcraft Marketing, and
Smell
she
that. I don't need
contacted
to smell it. It's all good.
she contacted us. She's the same person who sent me the Knitter's Pride needles, and she asked if we wanted some bijou base and yarn. I got
Very
it right.
good!
I got it right. So we all said yes, of course, and we have yarn. So, oh my god, it's soft.
I know!
Smell
Oh. And I got...
I don't know what kind of... Well, actually...
Mine's the
I'm
Himalayan
hoping it's the
Trail.
soup.
So, it's 200 yards for 2 ounces.
Mine is the Lhasa Wilderness.
Mine too.
Um,
Which is 75% yak and 25% bamboo, which is so soft.
Mine is 75% yak down, 25% superfine merino.
yeah, mine's softer.
Ours only has, it's 2 ounces and 180 yards.
Okay.
So there's not a lot of yarn here. This is really nice stuff. We're going to have to think very hard what to do with it.
And they also sent us, I think it's something new.
Yes.
It's called Allure. It's the Woodland Mist
Wool wash?
It's their new
It's
wool wash that they are introducing in their shop.
Everything's
So.
washed out, you can't see it.
Yeah. This colorway, by the way, is called Sky, and it's even spelled the same name, the same way my daughter spells her
There you go.
name. So I was super excited and had to get the Sky colorway.
And then mine is called Fraser Ridge, and it has... they're all Scottish names.
Yeah, I don't remember what mine is called. Sorry.
I think I'm gonna make a pretty little thing out of this.
Ooh.
Stephanie Pearl McPhee's
Yes.
cowl.
I've made a couple of those, and it's
But do you wear cowls?
Well, it's not for me, is it?
for Sky.
It may
Oh.
be for Sky. We'll see.
Okay.
It might be for me. We'll see.
We'll see when you start knitting it.
We'll see when I finish knitting it who I feel like giving it
But then
to.
there's that.
I'm thinking this might become colorwork mittens, because I have a pretty thing in that wonderful gray that you got me. That really...
Yeah. The 2 skeins I got you?
Yeah. I
See,
still
it's on
have a
the
skein
skein.
and a half.
I'd be afraid of doing mittens in mine because it's too light. It would get really dirty. Because I'm always like touching dirty cars and stuff. So.
I have white mittens, so...
Yeah, but you're weird. So Sue, what other stash do you have?
I got some yarn
I'm bummed. She got the last one.
from Juliana, which is Juliana's Fibers, and I'm gonna open it, so sorry for the crinkling. But I want this because I have a pattern I want to knit for my husband, and I thought it would look amazing in this.
I will.
So,
Did you see the socks she did in hers?
it's called what is it? Hidden
Hidden
Rainbow.
Rainbow.
So it's the gray, but it's got a hidden rainbow.
And she has these little splotches of color in it, and it knits up beautifully.
Yeah, so
If you go to julianasfiber.com,
she's on Etsy.
yeah, but doesn't she have her own URL?
It doesn't say.
I thought she was julianasfiber.com.
Yeah, julianasfiber.com.
And it's fiber BRE?
Yes.
Okay, so Canadian way, Juliana's fiber, Fibre, F-I-B-R-E.
So this is 80% superwash merino wool, 20% nylon, 420 yards. And the colorway is called Gray Hidden Rainbow.
Yeah, because she's got it on different bases too. Some are purple, some are green, and then with the swatches of color. But it's beautiful, beautiful stuff. I really wanted some, and Sue got the last skein. But that's okay, because I know Juliana will make more.
Now that I've seen it, really want some too.
Now you're going to show yours since...
Well, no, I figured I'd let you finish.
Okay. I got some Floromania.
It is green and blue.
Greens and blues. I was going to get the greens with yellows, but the yellow was just too much. Way too much. So that's going to be socks for me. What else did I get? Oh, I got some yarn from a D-stash. It's my first Tanis yarn ever. It's the green label.
Oh, I have that. That is Lucky Penny.
No, Sprout.
Oh.
Huh.
It looks like Lucky Penny. I have Sprout too.
So I got two in a D-stash from someone. So that's going to be nice. And then I got these two from the same person. It's called Woolly Wonka. Fine yarn fibers and knitting patterns. It's a DK.
So nice.
It's 50-50 merino silk.
Thank you.
Yeah, no. So I have two of those.
What third boob?
It's not so much a third boob as it creates a uniboob.
Then I got the yarn from Red Barn.
Oh, okay.
The yarn from Red
I'm
Barn.
actually kind of warm, so I won't
Red
keep
Barn
that in there.
Red Barn yarn, the contest they're having, I finally got my skein. And it's the, if you go on our Ravelry group, there's a thread called Red Barn Yarn. And it's to name the yarn base. And I got some. This is the yellow topaz. And it's 45 merino, 40 alpaca, 15% mohair.
None for me.
And it's just...
It's a really nice butter yellow color.
Yeah, it's hard to see. For us to be bright enough, it washes out the things, so we'll still have to play with that. So I got that. Yeah, I'm not done yet. And then Stephanie from Stitchcraft Marketing also has an Etsy shop, and she sent me... I didn't ask her for these. She sent me mini skeins.
Hey, Stephanie.
She, yeah, and then so all the names are here.
Aw.
Handmade by Stephanie. So yeah, she has an Etsy shop. So.
Dude.
I know. I
Nice.
thought that was kind of cool. Oh, and she sent us some eucalypt for the three of us. And what else do I have? Oh, right, I'm not done. So.
I know you're not done. You've
I
been
was
shopping.
No, I didn't shop for this. This was given to me. This is actually the bag. Well, it will be this exact bag. This one's mine because Darlene said I could keep it. She's going to make this exact bag, so it's her medium size for our knit along for the winter. So.
And Darlene is
Awesome Granny.
right
On Etsy. And what else do I have? Right. Here you go.
Ooh.
Courtesy of Darlene.
Thank you,
Thank
Darlene.
You have to open it on the show.
Yay.
This was our little plan.
Well, now I'm mid-stitch. I don't want to have to retrieve stitches again.
I think you get the little bag inside.
And
too.
she gave us little notes.
Yes.
Mine's pirates!
Mine is dogs.
Oh, this is awesome. Thank
And
you
it does
so
have
much,
the
Darlene.
little bag in it.
Yeah, and you'll have the keychain somewhere. It might be in the little bag. They're huge. Like
Yeah,
my
I mean, look
sweater.
at this. This would fit my kid.
My sweater is in here, and there's still room.
Ooh.
She
Thank you,
messaged me on
Darlene.
Facebook, on Ravelry, and said, "I think the girls kind of might want one." And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Can I send them to you and get you to give it to them on the show?"
Yay! You got pirates.
I like the inside of that one.
Yeah. Green flowers.
Yeah, they're really, really well made. And even the
Little
little
fire
one, even the
people.
little one has this little thing here. And she put ribbon on it. Yeah, and you've got your little hook.
Let's just see how big these are. 'Cause
Oh, it's
This
big.
is
It's
not
a big
as-
sweater.
It fits.
Just about.
Ta-da.
It fits Mom's sweater.
that is a 60+ inch sweater done in
Bulky.
bulky. pretty much, this is the entirety of the yarn for the sweater minus the button bands. And it's my length, so it goes down past my hip, which tells you it is not small.
I got swag.
And it fits in here. This is awesome. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very
We
much.
love you, Darlene.
Pirates!
She's like, you think Little like pirates? I'm like, yep.
Yes!
got
my
puppies!
booty and
You know
my
why?
yarn.
Because she watched the podcast and you said yarn.
And her husband was in the living room, toasted, because he had had people over making beer, and he was feeling no pain that afternoon. And we come out, and he's like, "Ha, you guys were talking about booties." I didn't have the heart to tell him we were only talking about my booty, so it was nothing exciting. But my turn.
Yes.
Well, I got this awesome bag. I bought these 2 skeins of yarn. This is Juliana's. And Juliana, by the way, is having a 20% sale right now till the end of September. Use the coupon code 1YEAR, the number 1 year, YEAR. And I got both of these. These are from her Lucid Dreams sock base. This one is Harvest, and this one is Luna. This one's going to be my tan house brook shawl, probably.
She wanted Hidden Rainbow, but I got the last.
She got the last
Thank
one.
you.
So,
It's a sock? Yeah, it's a sock.
I got these 2. So head over to Juliana's Fiber. Juliana has 2 N's. Fiber is FIBRE.com. And get yourself some yarn on sale because it is her 1-year shop anniversary. So she put everything on sale for 20% off. And these are really
And
pretty.
the code is the number 1 and year.
Yeah.
Or did you
so,
say that already?
Yes, I did.
Sorry.
That's
It's
okay.
I guess
okay.
I should listen.
Hey, reminders never hurt. What I really
Especially when
like
it comes
about
to coupon
this
codes.
is that you've got sort of this yellow and black bit here. I really like because it's sort of the harvest and the stuff that's dying
She had
off.
2 of those,
and
didn't she?
She had this one. I think she had 3 or 4 of,
Yeah.
and this one she had 2. So this one might be socks for my mom. I don't know. We'll see. But I
Which
wanted.
one is Tan House?
So we'll see what happens with the blue one, but this one is supposed to be the Tan House Brook shawl. So I'm very excited about that. And
Oh yes, you still have something else before we go into yellow bongs and stuff.
I have a semi-stash acquisition, semi-review. This project bag, they're cows. The fabric is called Moo. This bag is from an Ottawa company called My Stow and Toe. It's 2 stay-at-home moms who decided to start this company. These bags are, it's not cotton, it's a waterproof fabric.
It's canvas.
Yeah, well
it's canvas-like.
yeah, it's canvas-like, but I don't think it's actual canvas. I think it's actually a little plasticky.
Okay.
But it is very, very nice fabric. The liner is waterproof. The whole thing is machine washable. There are no snaggy bits. So my friend, I actually saw this bag first at the Spinning Guild. My friend Carlene was keeping her fiber in here.
Yes.
So you can keep fiber in it, you can keep yarn in it, whatever you like. You can use as a lunchbox because it's got a flat bottom.
Yeah.
If you look, it's actually got this thing here that makes it sit flat. Dog hair. And it is.
You like the cord management on it as well.
I love the cord. It is very, very thick rope.
And it
cord.
does not come apart.
Doesn't come apart. You can't just shake this open. It will not open until you want to open it, and you have to actually yank on it.
And that was the small size, right?
This is the smallest size they have. It's called a Wee. And then they have a couple of bigger ones. And what I really like is that the waxed tag that they have their company name on the other side, it says this bag belongs to, and there's a space to write your name in it.
She was going to write her name. So
I was
Carrie
going to
couldn't
write my
take
name
it.
so Carrie couldn't steal it.
It would actually make a really good lunchbox. Like the.
It would make an excellent lunch bag, and apparently that's one of the main ways they sell it. They go to craft fairs and stuff around the city and sell them as lunch boxes, project bags, whatever. So very, very well built. They custom make them for you. They usually have 1 or 2 in stock of most of their popular ones. But if they don't already have one made up, they will make it for you. If you live in Ottawa, you have the option to go pick it up from them to save the shipping charges. And they're fast. They're very, very friendly. And I just dumped my ball out of
And
it.
look at you with all your bags now.
I know!
Yeah.
I'm turning into you!
You have a Java Jenny bag in Chicago waiting for
Yes,
you.
I have a Java Jenny bag that I won't get to see for another 2 weeks. So that one I will review when I get it. But this one, this is a really, really nice bag. And I love the fact that there's a bunch of cow butts on it. Cow butts with little curly tails like they were pigs. Well, they're not curly. I don't
No,
know.
they're not curly.
It's hard to... Well, that one is.
Oh, yeah, actually, that one is.
Black and white cow, black and white pig. I don't care.
Southbound end of a northbound cow.
Yeah, it's a cow. Because you can see that one. But they have like a whole bunch of different fabrics, and you can order them in different... Like once you pick the fabric, it takes you to the order page where you pick the size you want. There's 2 sizes larger than this, and I think they're working on a bigger like tote style bag. And they said I could review it, so yay, this is awesome. And
I'll
so
link it in the show notes.
it's My Stow and Toe, and I'll give Sue the, it's called the Impervious My Stow and Toe. That's the waterproof one. They
Yeah.
also have, another big part of their business is doing personalized stuff for like newborns or graduation gifts or whatever. They'll do
Okay.
personalized blankets and bags. So they're really awesome. They're local, and this is a very good product. I really like it. So
Cool.
I got pirates.
Knit along. So we have a knit along going on in the group. So come and join our Ravelry group. It started September 1st. It will end at the end of October, which is the 31st.
Yes.
Yes.
Halloween.
And we are doing 2 patterns. One is the cool clavicle cover that Lynn is knitting right now.
Yes.
And the pattern is here.
I swear this is a really easy pattern. I'm just inept.
And the other one is the Tan House Brook Shawl
Which I am going to be starting.
Me too.
by Boston Jen. And like I said, the prizes, we have 1 prize, so the winner will get one of these bags. And also, if you go into the thread, the it's in the FO and the chatter thread, there's a prize from Megan who designed Cool Clavicle Cover. So you're going to get a Stockinette Zombies bag with a skein of yarn. So she'll ship that directly to the winner.
And I'll be coming up with a skein of yarn to give away as well.
Yeah, I'll probably come up maybe a set of stitch markers.
I'm looking through my stash.
So, before I lose this on the floor. Red Barn Yarn. As I said last week in the episode, there's a thread that explains the whole thing. They're having a contest called Name This Yarn, and you send your name suggestions to info@redbarnyarn.com. And in the subject, you write that it's, if you go into the thread, it'll say what to put in the subject line. They want to know why you're calling it that. They want you to keep it PG. And the prizes you can win, the grand prize is a year subscription to Love of Knitting magazine and a sweater quantity of yarn. Second and third prize is 2 skeins of yarn, so enough for a shawl, and a year subscription to loveofknitting.com. And if you want a free sample of the yarn, you can go to info@redbarnyarn.com and request a sample. They have limited amount of supplies, so if you act quickly, there's quite a few podcasters doing this, so if you act quickly, you should be able to get a...
Just make sure you mention the name of the podcast in your email
Yeah.
to them.
Yeah,
Because there's a limit per podcast.
and this is the sample they sent me, so.
I would have requested one, but I can't have any.
She can't have alpaca.
And I think that's our cue to say goodbye.
So are we leaving the giveaways open for another week? Or are we doing
No.
them today?
We have to do giveaways.
Oh,
We
sorry.
We can leave them open for another
You're
week. Doesn't
fired.
matter. Well, next week we won't be recording because I'll be at both.
Yeah, there's
Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest. We're both going to be out of town.
So we're apparently doing giveaways. Excuse me while I get up my phone.
Sorry. Oh. What did I do?
We disappeared for a second there.
Okay, so the first one is Red Sock Blue Sock yarn. She is a local dyer, and we. Sorry, where am I?
I'm super jealous. Because I can't win any of this cool stuff.
Yeah, I know.
And it's really nice yarn.
First, I'm gonna lock the thread. Because, the other one. Sorry, well, we do this while you're watching us, but hey, it's life.
I gotta find
At
the.
least I'm still knitting.
I stopped knitting because I forgot that I had to do my rip it back. Okay, so red sock, blue sock yarn, her name is Ashley, and she is local dyer to us. We had 66 entries, so 2 to 66. And
Unfortunately, none are me.
she was
inappropriately.
amazed. She was amazed because she said she got a lot of traffic on the website.
Duh.
So,
We're knitters. We like looking at new stuff.
yeah.
We also got to pet it a couple of weeks ago at one of the local fiber festivals.
Yes, I actually have some of her DK.
I really regret not buying anything now.
Okay.
Well, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Generate.
59.
Number 59. Number 59 is...
Darjil. Darjil.
Yeah, so Darjil, who is, let's go look,
Poop.
who is Darla from Whitby, Ontario. You
Hi,
have
Darla.
won a skein of yarn, Ashley's sock, basic sock, in the color of your choice of what's available in the shop. So I will get Ashley to contact you, and yeah, congratulations.
Okay.
I zigged when I
Next
should have
one.
zagged.
Okay, the next one is Fascination, which is the buttons.
Very pretty buttons.
I'm clicking. There we go.
That one I'm a little less jealous. No offense, but I just don't do buttons.
So
They're really
it's
pretty
Fascination Studio, and you win a set of her buttons. So we had, how many entries? 36 entries. So 2 to 36.
They are some really odd. If I used buttons, I'd be all over this because there are some really, really cool ones.
Yeah, there was.
One of the women in the thread, that's what I was squealing over, posted a picture of the buttons with little robots on them, so that's what I'm currently looking at. So, is 4!
Lucky number 4.
I almost went 4.
Who is?
Because I can count.
Knitting in the Mitten.
Okay.
I think that's
I'm really bad for seeing.
Yeah, Knitting in the Mitten, which is Sheila from St. Clair Shores, Michigan. So
I know where that is.
You've won the buttons. I will get you in contact with Hannah, and you can pick out your buttons, and she'll send them out to you. So, thank you for participating, and congratulations to both winners. And I think now I can get rid of this. And now I think that's it. I think we're done.
Okay.
So,
This is
bye.
why I'm in here.
See you
Bye.
in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Okay, bye.